Network Charter School has some interesting issues with regard to finance because the organization is basically run by contractors. Most of the activities, the administration, educational services are delegated out to contractors. Equity is a very, very important consideration. The school pays its contractors on an enrollment basis, which is fairly similar to the way the school itself is paid for its total enrollment. So each of the programs is paid based on an agreed upon formula for enrollment, and there's additional fees provided for curriculum and development, training, and other sorts of things. At the very beginning, we provided some funds to the programs to help them develop curriculum and buy supplies. We did it on kind of a flat amount basis. Each group got the same amount of money. It turned out that some groups were doing a lot more work than others, so as time went on, supplementary funds were passed out in later years based on the amount of enrollment those groups had. So it's not terribly different from the way enrollment is treated as a means to allocate funding among regular schools. We have had issues of trying to get the right amount of classes so that we don't have inadequate enrollment for one class versus another. Some groups have had times when their average enrollment has been lower, so their fees have been lower, and other groups have had more enrollment than others. In the second year, we had an issue where one group had particularly low enrollment, and to help cushion that, we worked out a subsidy which basically allowed us to pay the contractors that were hurting in terms of enrollment, assuming that they had no less than 9 students. This helped out, and it actually created a situation. We had probably too much capacity when we started the term as far as numbers of classes offered, but as that term went on, we had a large surge of enrollment, and the extra spaces were helpful. It is a big issue that comes up from time to time that some groups want to expand and offer more classes, and the director needs to step in and say, we only have enrollment to support a certain number of classes. And over time, I think most of the groups have understood the importance of making sure we have the right number of classes, not too many, not too few. It's a lot like a school district, the way it has to allocate resources to schools, or within a school how it assigns the right number of classes. There are some issues that come up with paying groups based on their enrollment. The enrollment can vary quite a bit from semester to semester. Some groups might have really high enrollment, which is great, and some groups, their enrollment might drop a bit. In the second year, we had one group that had a significant decline in enrollment in the second term, and what we did was set up a subsidy, which it's a bit complicated, but it basically assumed that if their enrollment dropped below 9 students per class on average, we would pay them no less than what would be the fees for if they had 9 students on average. So in the case of this particular group, they had like 5 classes, and the average number of kids in the class was anywhere from 8 to 9. We just treated them as if they had 9 kids in each class.